What's up guys, have you ever seen colored honey? Well, we're going to talk about Minecraft, BTS and more. Don't tell anyone. Do you guys know a creature with 32 brains? It sounds like Intel multi-core processor. 32 brains. We just got one. Do you know which is the most expensive art piece NFT in the world? Guess. Well, this thing is completely burned down now. Do you know how much does the cloud weigh? I think we should get started. Please make sure to subscribe if you haven't yet. Now let us talk about the first one. Can honeybees give different colored honey? Take a look at this thing. Now this is what happened one fine day. The French beekeepers found blue honey from the bees. Now this was interesting and we kept wondering what is actually going on here. Now what do you think should be the basic reason that the bees were giving colored honey? Can you guess an answer? Now while you guys are thinking about bees, let us talk about BTS. Now this is an amazing group of 7 people. You can call them songwriters, you can call them dancers, you can call them musicians. This is more about BTS World Records. Well, an important thing here is all the 7 members actually contribute and they receive a fair share amount of work. Not only this was the first Korean group to receive RIAA certification. Now let it be the fastest time to reach 1 million followers on TikTok. Let it be YouTube or let it be Spotify. They have records in all the places. Now here is your question. How many Guinness World Record titles have they collected so far? Guess an answer. Well, BTS has collected 23 World Record titles and that is simply amazing. And this number may increase with time. Now up next we are going to talk about blue whales and Minecraft. Well, it seems I forgot to answer the question. How can honeybee give different colored honey? Well, it was actually the leftover from M&M containers. So these bees will actually feast on these colorful things and hence the honey. So that means the more colors they eat, the more colors they produce. Now before we move forward, please make sure to subscribe as it means a lot. And make sure to check out these videos, I will leave the link on the top. Now talking about Minecraft, it's one of the best selling video games of all time. Over 238 million copies have been sold and it has more than 140 million monthly active users. Well, Microsoft bought it for $2.5 billion from Mojang. Now here is your question, how many years did it take for them to release the finished version, as unfinished version was released in 2009? Now can you answer this one? Well, it took them 2 years and the finished game was released in 2011. Now let's move on to the next one. Now let us talk about the biggest animal on the planet, that is the blue whale. I'm sure you might have seen it in lakes, ponds or rivers. I don't think you will find a blue whale there. So one of the biggest animals eats one of the smallest creatures. Now these big blue whales eat some of the smallest things in the ocean, known as krill. Now if we are talking about us, the human animals, we eat a lot of stuff in the day. Let it be the healthy or unhealthy items. So we end up in taking 1800 to 2800 calories per day. Now obviously these numbers will vary depending on various factors, right? Now here is your question, how much can the blue whales actually eat? I mean the calories in a single mouthful. Now can you answer this one? They can eat up to 500,000 calories in a single mouthful. Now that is a lot. Let's move on to the next one. And this reminds me of one more thing, which is the best camera in the world. If you don't know, check the video. The link is on the top. Now what do you think is the world's largest energy producer? Is it Russia? Is it United States? Or is it Saudi Arabia? Or is it some other country? Guess an answer. And here is your hint, it is the world's largest producer of hydroelectricity. Not only that, it is the world's largest producer of other renewables as well. It's also the world's biggest producer of wind and solar energy. It is the world's biggest coal producer as well. Now can you answer this one? Here is your answer, China. They are the largest energy producer. Now let us move on to the next one. Now this one is about Fortnite Epic Games. They made more money in April than the opening weekend of a very famous movie. Can you name the movie? They made 296 million as compared to the movie which made 250 million. This was Fortnite versus Avengers Infinity War. Now that is amazing. Now let's move on to the next one. Now we know about the racing cars, but do you know about the fastest roller coaster in the world? What is the speed of the fastest roller coaster in the world? What is the speed of this fastest roller coaster? Guess the number. We're talking about Formula Rossa in Ferrari World in Abu Dhabi. It is the world's fastest roller coaster. And it is said you have to wear safety glasses in order to protect your eyes from insects. At that speed. Well, it's 240 kilometers per hour. And that is a lot of speed. Be safe. Let us move on to the next one. Now this one should be easy. Name a living thing which has 32 brains. Now this one is about a creature who has 32 brains. And when it comes to stomach, it has 10. Can you name it? Well, this is leech. It is internally divided into 32 different segments, and each segment has its own brain. Now that is amazing. Now here's a bonus fact. This octopus has 3 hearts, 9 brains, and blue blood. Can you imagine this alien? Octopus is actually considered more or less like an alien species. So are some of us as well. Aliens. Let's move on to the next one. Now this one is about the most expensive art piece NFT. Now here is your question, which is the most expensive art piece NFT sold till now? Now while you're trying to guess the most expensive, let's talk about the second most expensive. That is every day's first 5,000 days. That is a collage of 5,000 digital images. Now this was sold for 69.3 million. A lot of money. So this was the second most expensive NFT. Guess the first one, guys. Well, this was Pack's newest creation, The Merge. And this was for 91.8 million. And this was actually designed as a game where there were different masses. Now let us move on to the final one. If you haven't subscribed yet, please make sure to subscribe. Now let us talk about the final one, the clouds in the sky. They seem to be light, but I'm curious about the weight. Now talking about the weight of these fluffy white things which you see every day in the sky. We're talking about average cumulus clouds here. Have you ever wondered what should be the weight of the cloud up there? Which is almost 1 kilometer in size. Now this includes the weight of the tiny water droplets and the mass of the air. But let me tell you, this is super heavy. But wait, shouldn't it be very, very light? Because clouds float on top of the air, right? Now this is what happens. Most of the water droplets in the clouds are so small that you will need almost 1 million of them to combine and make a single raindrop. So the clouds may be big in size like an elephant, but a small tiger can be more dangerous. Now guess the weight of this cloud. How much do you think it weighs? It's massive, it's 500,000 kgs or 1.1 million pounds. Can you imagine 1.1 million pounds every day floating on top of us? So next time when you go out for a walk, watch out. You are 1.1 million pounder floating on the head. So we should be very strong. So this was it from me today. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Please make sure to subscribe and like, and we'll see you guys next time.
Ah! Got that! My team and my friends to play.
Working from home all day.
It's nice. It's nice to be active. So
Cricket matches with my dad.
A friend in need is a friend indeed, not indeed. Now, does this apply to all of your friends, colleagues, and classmates?